Hello everyone, today I want to make some sauerkraut. Now normally when you're making sauerkraut you would use these, but I only have a small one and it's not even a pound, so I don't want to use that. So I have this big baby here. Let's see how much this one weighs. Alright, so we have this one at 3 pounds exact, so I'm going to use that one for the sauerkraut. Let's see how that one comes out. And all I'm putting in this sauerkraut is lots of garlic, and I have some salt, and I also have some mustard seeds, and that's it. No water, no anything. If you know about making sauerkraut, you're going to let that soak in the salt and let it in its own brine basically, and let it do its thing for however long you're making it for. So I am going to do this for 1 week. Let's see if it'll be crunchy and nice in 1 week, and then according to how it tastes, let's see how the fermentation goes in 1 week, and then we'll leave it for another week. The most I wish to leave this fermenting for is a month. I don't want to go longer than a month, but let's see how it goes after a week to 2 weeks. So let's get started with today's recipe, sauerkraut. You want to cut your cabbage as small as possible or to your desired thickness. And remember, it's important to remove the core of the cabbage. You're not going to use that. And I'll give you the salt ratio to the cabbage per pound of cabbage. Normally, people will try to go as small as possible, but as you can clearly see, I am not doing that. Alright, so we are a pound here. So I think I'm not gonna do the 3 pound. So we're gonna do a pound. Let me see how that comes out first, right? Let's do that. Let's do just a pound of cabbage. Alright, I think that's it. So now we're going to go into the ratio of the salt to per pound of cabbage. Alright, so now let's start with the salt. So as I mentioned, let's get into the ratios. So it is believed when making sauerkraut, you use to 1 pound of cabbage, you would use 10 grams of salt. That will equal to, I think, 1/8 of a cup of salt. Alright, so that's the measurements for the salt. So as I said, we are going to use 1 cup. We wouldn't bother with the 3 cup, with the 3 pounds. So we're using 1 pound of cabbage, so therefore we're using 1/8 of a cup of salt to this cabbage. So now let's start adding our salt to our cabbage and place it in our jar and leave the fermentation to take place. Let's go! Well, howdy again. So let's put in our cabbage. We add all the cabbage, and as I said, we are going to use 1/8 of a cup of salt. That is 10 grams. Alright, let's add our salt in here. I'm gonna give it a good mixy. Make sure all the cabbage is coated, and I'm gonna let this sit for half an hour. And how much the salt has extracted water from this, and that same water is what we're going to use to ferment this cabbage to create our sauerkraut. So we're not going to add the other ingredients just yet. So while this is sitting pretty here for the next half of an hour, we're going to cut up or crush the garlic and just wake up the flavors of the mustard seeds by just giving it a good pound with my mortar. Alright, so I'll be back when time to add the garlic and the mustard seeds to the rest of these ingredients. Alrighty. Alright, my lovely people, so we let this soak for 30 minutes and we have a lot of liquid in here. I don't want to chew anything down. So now what we're going to do is place it into this little coffee mug. I could do it in something smaller, but this is just the right size, I think, for what I want to do. So we're just going to stick with that, right? So, okay, let's place it all in here. Oh my gosh, we're making mess. I'm going to put some garlic. That was the mustard seeds, and then I'm going to put the rest of the you want to press it down. You don't have to use this much garlic and mustard seeds if you don't care to it. And you want to make sure and pack it properly. And you finish it up now. And the last of the cabbage. And as the days go by, you want to keep compressing it, just checking on it and compressing it. Alright. So we fit the 1 pound of cabbage in there successfully. Let's add the liquid. Now we're going to cover this and place this in a dark, warm spot for a week. So I'll be back in a week's time. But during the week, I'm going to keep pressing it down, you know. So I'll see you back in 7 days. So this is what we had to do first day before we put it. This is the next day, same time. So it starts to do its thing. You can see all the salt extracted, all the liquid from that cabbage and all of the seeds that you're seeing. That's from the mustard. And we had day 3 going on day 4. And this thing was smelling up the place. So at this point is when we were at the 8th day. So listen, after the 4th day, I packed a bag and I was at my daughter. And there's no telling when I land at my daughter how long I would stay or not. You know? So let's pick up from where we're ending. Now we're going to taste what this sauerkraut tastes like. So let's do this. Let's go. Alright guys, so we're at the end here and we have a lovely color, our nice garlicky aroma. Oh, it's heavenly. So now we need to take a little taste and see how this sauerkraut came out. Ah, it smells so nice. So I left this a little longer than the original time that I had set, which was, I think I said 7 days, between 5 to 7 days. So it's actually more than, because I did this on the 27th and it's the 8th of March. Alright, so yeah, so now it's extra good. So it could even go longer, okay? But I just wanted to go a week. Some will go 2 weeks or even more, you know, and then start to put it in the fridge. Alright, so Let's give it a test and see what we did. Let's go. Let's give it a little crunch test. Oh my gosh, yes, garlic. No regrets adding the amount of garlic that I added. The salt, just the perfect amount. Oh my gosh, a nice tanginess. Ladies and gentlemen, I do hope you give this sauerkraut demo a try. You could even try cutting it up a little smaller. I didn't, but oh my gosh, this is going to taste good on some hot dogs or hamburger. I even use some of this in a green salad. It adds some extra tanginess and saltiness and garlickiness to the salad. That video is on my YouTube channel. Check it out, okay? Thanks so much for watching. Stay awesome, stay blessed, and happy International Women's Day. Bye. And this is what my sauerkraut looks like. I would try this again and I would cut them up a little more smaller. And don't forget to check out my previous recipes. Thanks so much for the support. Stay blessed, stay safe. Like, comment, and subscribe.